Thanks to Tune My Music for sponsoring this video, but more on them later in the video. Spotify is the most widely used music streaming service currently out there, but funnily enough, it doesn't actually provide the highest quality listening experience. And if sound quality is your main concern, then you're better off using a streaming service like Apple Music or TIDAL. If that's the case, then only one question really stands: which is the better music streaming service, Apple Music or TIDAL? Well, I've been using both platforms for a few months now, and in this video, I'm going to be telling you how these services compare from 4 different perspectives: music content, search and discovery features, sound quality, the Dolby Atmos experience, because yes, there is a difference between the platforms, and price. Wait, is that 4? Music content, search and discovery, sound quality. It's 5. 5 different points of comparison. There we go. It's been a long day. But before I continue, I would love it if you guys would like the video, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Okay, to start, which platform has more songs? Well, like I've mentioned it in our previous streaming service videos, all the hottest music platforms boast over 100 million songs, and this includes Apple Music. However, TIDAL actually boasts over 110 million songs, which is more than what Apple boasts on its website. But whether or not it's 100 million or 110 million, these counts mean that no matter which platform you choose, you're gonna have an easy time finding new and old songs to listen to. But this also means that if you ever want to switch from Apple Music to TIDAL or vice versa, transferring your music collection from one service to the other is a breeze, especially if you use a service like Tune My Music, which is designed for people who want to hop from one music platform to the other, or if you're like me, use multiple streaming services at the same time. So let's say I want to switch from Apple Music to TIDAL. All I have to do to transfer my playlist is go to tunemymusic.com on my laptop, phone, or tablet. Then I'll select Apple Music as my source, load my playlists from Apple Music, select the playlist I want to transfer over, and then select TIDAL as my destination. I'll then hit Start Transfer, and Tune My Music's matching technology will work to match songs across your source and destination platforms. A few minutes later, my entire Apple Music collection is now on my TIDAL account. Besides just transferring playlists, Tune My Music also lets you share tracks and playlists with friends and family, even if they're using a different music streaming service. You can also use Tune My Music to back up your music library and sync all your playlists across different streaming services to make sure that your carefully curated music collection is always available to you regardless of the platform you're using. And if you're interested in checking out Tune My Music, you can start using it today for free by using our link in the description below. Now, although TIDAL technically claims to have more tracks than Apple Music, I did find that Apple Music has more Dolby Atmos mixes on its platform than TIDAL. For example, on TIDAL, I can't find the Atmos mix for Lizzie McAlpine's album 5 Seconds Flat. I also can't find the Atmos version of Rocket Man by Elton John on TIDAL, but I could find both of those things on Apple Music. Beyond that, both platforms don't really offer much else in terms of content. There are no podcasts or audiobooks, although Apple Music does have a few extra things worth mentioning. For example, Apple Music gives you access to exclusive videos, which includes artist interviews. Apple Music also comes with a karaoke feature called Apple Music Sing, which is excellent since it lets you adjust the loudness of the lead vocals, allowing you to duet with your favorite artist or just completely steal the show. However, I found this feature is only available on more modern songs, so no, you cannot stop Elton John from belting Rocket Man. Only he can sing that song. Okay, but back to music content. If you are looking for the platform that has more music content, then TIDAL may be your best bet here. However, if you prioritize Dolby Atmos content, or you just like those extra features like artist interviews and the Sing feature, then yeah, Apple Music may be better for you. Okay, so we know that Apple Music and TIDAL have enough songs to last you, your kids, and your grandkids' lifetimes. But how do you go about finding those old and new songs? Well, before I talk about that, I do want to point out that if search and discovery features are a priority for you, then you should definitely take a look at Spotify because it has much better algorithms and tools for recommending new tracks. But okay, this is not a versus Spotify video. Let's say you've decided to only go with Apple Music or TIDAL, which offers better search and recommendation features. But with Apple Music, you have several ways to discover old and new songs. On the homepage, Apple Music presents a variety of mixes, which are playlists generated based on the kinds of music you listen to, and that refreshes weekly. You can also create stations based on your favorite songs or artists. Unlike mixes, stations creates an endless queue of songs instead of a set playlist, which might be useful for a long road trip. You can make a station from the options menu on the Now Playing screen, or from the options menu on an artist's page. You can even access stations from the home screen under the Find My Mood section or the Stations for You section. Speaking of stations, Apple Music hosts several live radio stations, both on demand and live. And these stations feature popular songs and live interviews with some of your favorite artists, and it's a great way to shake up your listening sessions. In addition, you can also help yourself to Apple's large collection of curated playlists, or you can search for titles on your own, and you can even search by lyrics, which is great if you forget the name of an earworm. So Apple Music has pretty decent search and discovery features, but is the grass greener on TIDAL's side of the fence? Well, I wish I could say yes, but I'm gonna be honest, I did find TIDAL's search and discovery features a little bit lacking. Now, one thing about TIDAL that infuriates me is its search experience. Because even though the platform offers many musical titles in stereo and Dolby Atmos, TIDAL's UI and search algorithm make it challenging to find the Dolby Atmos mix of some albums or tracks. For example, let's say I wanted to stream the Dolby Atmos mix of Billie Eilish's latest album, Hit Me Hard and Soft. If I go to her artist page on TIDAL and then select the album, I'm only presented with the lossless version. Okay, so let me go into the search bar and type the album name instead. Great, the album shows up immediately, but I'm still only presented with the lossless mix and not Atmos. So in order for me to actually access the Atmos version, I have to make sure I hit enter on the search, and then and only then will I find the Atmos version of the album. And it's just really inconvenient, and I feel like it just could be a lot simpler. And since we're talking about search, I unfortunately have to point out that TIDAL does not have search by lyric functionality, which is a shame since all the other streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, and even Amazon Music have had this feature for a while now. Alright, search aside, what discovery features do you get on TIDAL? Well, TIDAL gives you access to My Daily Discovery playlist. Well, not mine, but it's a playlist called My Daily Discovery, you get it. And basically this playlist contains songs that TIDAL thinks you might like, and it also updates every morning. And that's actually kind of great. I like that it updates constantly instead of just every week. TIDAL also generates custom mixes featuring your favorite artists, and you can also make radios based on your favorite songs and artists, which functions similarly to the stations feature on Apple Music. You can also use the Listen Live feature to broadcast your streams or listen to other people's music streams, and you'll also have access to TIDAL's large collection of curated playlists. So as you can see, both TIDAL and Apple Music do pretty much offer the same kind of discovery features, the highlights being the auto-generated playlists and the endless queues of songs based on what you like. But really, that's it. It's pretty straightforward. No fancy AI DJ, no time of day based playlists, but some of you might be okay with that, and that's fine. However, in this case, I will be giving the edge slightly to Apple Music because of its more refined search engine. Because not only can you search up songs by lyrics, but it's also just much easier to find Atmos mixes on Apple Music compared to TIDAL, which definitely needs some work on its search and UI front. Alright, search and discovery aside, how's the sound quality on both platforms? Well, the answer is that both Apple Music and TIDAL are pretty much on par regarding audio quality. Both platforms offer lossless audio, which means that you can stream music up to 24-bit 192 kHz. However, to take advantage of this, you will need a wired pair of headphones. Alternatively, you could also take advantage of the higher audio quality if you're using a source device and a pair of headphones or earbuds that feature Snapdragon sound running the aptX lossless codec. Besides lossless, both Apple Music and TIDAL also offer Dolby Atmos tracks for a more immersive listening experience. Now on Apple Music, Apple doesn't just advertise Dolby Atmos, they actually advertise spatial audio with Dolby Atmos. Now I could make a whole video about this, but this basically means that Apple takes a song's Dolby Atmos mix and runs it through its own spatial audio renderer, which means that the virtual surround sound experience is processed the way Apple thinks it's best. Of course, this also means that spatial audio with Dolby Atmos in Apple Music is designed to work best on Apple's AirPods lineup. On the other hand, TIDAL actually uses the Dolby Atmos mix that was designed for mobile, which is essentially a binaural version of a full Atmos mix. The file is then processed through Dolby's own renderer, and this should provide you with a Dolby Atmos experience that is closer to what the artist originally intended for you, the listener. This method also means that Dolby Atmos songs sound much better in Dolby Atmos for non-Apple headphones and earbuds. Now, if you want a more detailed explanation regarding this, I highly recommend checking out my Sonos Ace versus AirPods Max sound quality breakdown right here, where I talk about the different spatial audio experiences at great length. We just don't have time for that here. But suffice it to say, if you're mainly going to be listening to music with a pair of AirPods or Beats headphones that have spatial audio, then yeah, Apple Music is definitely going to provide you with a better Dolby Atmos experience. But if you're using a pair of non-Apple Dolby Atmos compatible headphones, then you might have a better Atmos experience using TIDAL. Now in terms of pricing, both Apple Music and TIDAL cost the same for the individual and family plans, priced at $10.99 and $16.99 respectively. Both also offer student discounts under $6, although TIDAL's current discount is a little cheaper, which is nice. But what's also cool is that on TIDAL, if you're a DJ, you have the option to pay an extra $7 on top of your subscription to use TIDAL's music library with select DJ software. And you even get access to stems, which is extremely useful if you know you're a DJ. It is not fun trying to source the high quality versions of the music you want to mix during a set. So, good job, TIDAL. This is for the DJs. Alright, so taking into account everything I just said, in the battle of Apple Music versus TIDAL, which is the better streaming service? Well, in my opinion, I think Apple Music provides the best overall experience for most people. It has a large library of stereo and Dolby Atmos music content. You've got additional goodies like exclusive interviews with your favorite artists, you got live and on-demand radio stations, you also got that handy karaoke feature. Apple Music also boasts a much neater UI and a more polished search experience. And if you already use Apple devices daily, especially AirPods, then yeah, Apple Music will provide a more seamless experience listening to music compared to using TIDAL. However, if you enjoy listening to Dolby Atmos music content, but you aren't using a pair of Beats or Apple headphones, then you're probably gonna have a better Atmos experience using TIDAL. Also, if you're a DJ, well, then you're gonna enjoy the flexibility that TIDAL offers with its DJ extension plan. Now, if you wanna see how Apple Music compares to the most popular music streaming service right now, I highly recommend checking out my Apple Music versus Spotify video right here. Thanks again to Tune My Music for sponsoring this video, and until next time, guys, happy listening.